Let's wait for a minute. So yeah, inurl resume or inurl CV, then entitled software engineer or software developer or front-end engineer or full stack engineer. Node.js can be written in various ways by candidate. So Node space JS, Node hyphen JS, Node.js, then AWS, Amazon Web, and then San Francisco Bay or SFO. Then minus jobs, and minus career. So now every result has a URL, either a CV or a resume.
Very good. Thanks.
Yeah. So if you see now, every result has a word, either a resume or a CV, either a resume or a CV. So most of the results are with the resumes. Let's see in case if we get something with a CV. I would always suggest instead of using two times in one search, instead of using inurl resume or inurl CV, I would suggest to keep it separate. First search for inurl resume, then search for inurl CV. Okay, CV related, we don't have anything, but that's fine. We have it with the resumes. And that's the limited web results what we have on a web, about 7 results. So now there might be a situation where we did give San Francisco SFO over here, but these resumes are not basically from San Francisco. So what happens in this use case is people might have stayed earlier in the San Francisco, and San Francisco we have not positioned, we just gave as an additional keyword, and people would have stayed earlier in that area, and that's the reason these resumes are coming in. So software engineer and with the rest of those particular skills. Some people might write only Node as well. Where is San Francisco? So it is San Francisco. Full stack. So here is the San Francisco Bay Area. San Francisco Bay Area. San Francisco Bay Area. We might have to understand how people might write the resumes and try work around. That is something which we'll cover in a future session. Now it would be a little confusing. Let's focus only on the inurl. What inurl operator is basically doing it, and then intitle operator is doing it. San Francisco Bay Area. Then maybe tomorrow we'll go behind in text. In text is basically not required, but there are some use cases when in text is required that we'll cover in a tomorrow session. So yeah, any further doubts on inurl and intitle? What basically these two commands are doing, what inurl is doing and what intitle is doing, and how
Shiv, can you please copy paste these searches into chat so that we can practice it over the period?
Sure. Not in the chat. I'm pasting it in the doc. Just go to the doc and take it. Notes from today's session. It will be.
Fair enough.
Shiv, can you hear me?
Yeah, please
No.
tell.
Yeah, Shiv, I have a doubt in our last example, the example which you have given before this example. So you have written inurl twice, like inurl resume and inurl CV. So my question is like, can't we write like inurl resume or CV? Why we have to write the inurl operator twice?
So you're saying instead of writing in URL resume or in URL CV, can't we write in URL resume or CV, right?
Yes, Shiv.
Yes, we can write.
Okay, okay.
But well, but only when we use multiple keywords in well, combination of well, we should not we should not keep any space between keywords and or else there is no web page CE, as there is no web page on whole www world wide web space. Every URL is constructed of .com or .in or .xyz plus forward slash forward slash or hyphen or underscore or question mark. Many, I think you would see combination of. Okay. So that's
So in second line, chef, in URL colon resume or CV, brackets are not needed.
just a second. Instead of using in URL resume or in URL CV. So here we are using a space because these two are different commands. In URL colon resume space or space in URL CV. So these two are a different command. Can we write in URL immediately CV or resume? Okay, so answer is yes. We can use in URL CV or resume, but only when we use only the thing is
Please zoom in.
you can be there on the docs, Madhusudan. Thing is when we use multiple keywords in URL with the combination of that is pipe, we should not keep any space between keyword and a pipe, as There is no web page on the whole World Wide Web with the space. Every URL is constructed with a combination of .com, .in, or xyz.com, or .xyz, or .xyz.com, or xyz, anything. Just think which are the website. Number of domains, lakhs of domains are there. Plus forward slash or hyphen or underscore or anything like that. Any web page you see has it's a combination of .com or .org, anything, then forward slash. So this is basically a dark part of it, which is a main what we say, let's say in URL en.wikipedia.org, and we want a list of what we say again in URL what kind of information, software. Okay, so it would be again list of URLs which has the entire enwikipedia.org and again in the URL word software. So again, software category, some page, then where software is one of the category, then we just got. So this is en.wiki.org. That's a main folder, which is the main website. After that, what are the information? Forward slash wiki subfolder. Then after that, additional information forward slash. So software by century, if we do, then it changes to forward slash wiki category software by century. 20th century, it changes again, 20th hyphen century underscore software. So every URL is a combination of .com, .in, .org, xyz.com. But after that, once we are adding those particular folder, it keeps adding to it forward slash, or this also, if you see semicolon. So here is a semicolon, this semicolon, and hyphen, but no, there is no URL which has basically a space. Hence, whenever we are using this in URL, we're making sure that there is no space. What else is the learning? There was something else also, right? Today we covered.
Shiv, and second line, resume pipes TV is there, right? Google Docs. Could you please?
Yeah, it's a pipe CV.
Brackets are not needed. In URL colon bracket open resume pipe CV bracket close. That is not needed.
That's fine. It gives us a result in both the cases.
So without giving bracket and with giving brackets, the results will be the same.
For URL, not actually, means just try and test it. There is no hard and fast rule while we are using in URL CV or resume, and then software engineer or developer or programmer, and then Java or C++ or and then minus job. So someone asked, okay, when we exclude, right, that note we need to add. While inclusion, Google is understanding synonyms, but while exclusion, Google wouldn't understand synonyms. We need to be specific about each and every word what we're excluding. Like an example, job, jobs, jobs. And again, whenever we use not, that has to be used in a last. with spelling mistake also. CFO or CFO people use for California. I don't think CA people use it, right?
CA.
Like this. Yeah, every URL has a word resume. So here we have a CV. So now say CA, and then those additional keywords, and then that software engineer and whatever kind of stuff. So yeah, any doubts on how to use what basically inurl is doing? Not just for the LinkedIn, not just for the GitHub, across on the whole web, what basically inurl command is doing. Inurl basically not just the command only to get a profiles from the LinkedIn, get the profile from any damn web. Whatever you see, first give a normal post, then you see, okay, JTA postals. What is it? Let's see. If not the individual profiles, if there are some of the sites like yesterday or day before yesterday, we got TalkTel and we were able to see the results from TalkTel, jtapostal.com/resume. Okay, what is it? This is individual website. When we go for a resume, it becomes /resume. So here they would have given a external link. Yeah, in a backend, they would have given external links. So it gone to the external link, even this also same. If we come across by doing this, some of the websites which is showing us a list of profiles, something like yesterday we used, we were able to get it in URL. TalkTel. So let me just capture this search also. In URL talktel.com, because we know that TalkTel has individual profiles in this URL format like www.talktel.com/resumes, and then we just use that, then intitle software engineer or software developer or software program, and additional keywords, then minus jobs and all. And then we got first 30 as we are using in URL, but once you repeat it, you would get more. So yeah, I'll take a pause. I guess we are clear with in URL and in title, which was kind of a little hard to understand yesterday.
It's much better today, Shiv. Maybe
We'll get used to as we
beginning
go,
when
we
we
get
work it.
used to, and it will start becoming
Yes.
easier and easier.
All we need is some practice with it. It was
Yeah,
very clear today.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's it for today. Let's meet tomorrow with the next thing. But anyways, let me know if you have any further questions. We'll try to clarify.
So can you just remove brackets and see as to how the results are coming, Shiv?
Where in
In
your
URL.
resume plus CV, resume or CV.
Ha.
Wait a second. Okay, same. We had a 7 results without. Okay, first 2 we got it. Now we have a 3. Similarly, we'll add a bracket. We got 2 first. Repeat it. Same 3 results. No difference. And this is a good example because we have a limited results, just 2 or 3. So we could clearly see that there is no difference between either we use a bracket or not. Because anyways, when we use in URL, the space is not required. When the space is not required, that's completely fine. But when we use in title, definitely the spaces are required. And why it is required, we'll clear in depth in upcoming sessions with a lot of examples. Yeah, anything else on in URL and in title?
No, thanks. It was really great.
Okay. Chalo then, let's meet tomorrow again and with
Merry Christmas.
thank you. Thanks so much. Wish you all the same. Tomorrow, shall we keep or how? Do you have a
We
plan?
can.
We can.
No, we can. If
Same
you
Yeah,
here.
have
please,
time.
please keep it.
If you have time, we should.
Shiv,
No, same here.
just a
I'm at
small,
home.
just a small request. Can the sessions be moved to 7 instead 8 to 11? Can these happen from 7 to 10 by any chance?
See, the thing is, I'm being busy, but in some of the personal works, traveling a lot whole day. So 7, I thought of actually. That's the reason I sent an agenda also when I sent the first one. But while coming back, sometimes getting stuck in a traffic or anything. So I'm not really sure. Then again, I might have
Oh,
to keep on postponing.
Shiv, I fully understand. Being on holiday, you're still working so much on these things. Really appreciable.
So
Hats off to you.
I
Yeah.
might have to keep on postponing. So that's the reason I don't want to take any chance. So any day, if we have a bandwidth to do it on 7, definitely I'll do it for sure.
This is a perfect time. In fact, everybody free. I think few of them are not free.
8 is better now. What's wrong
Yeah,
with
it's a better. Yeah. 10
Yes,
it's
8 is
8 is
good.
good.
Hmm.
8 is good, but then sometimes right after 10, at least me, I'm falling asleep without knowing for myself.
Oh, God.
After 10 o'clock, yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. I'll see in case if it is possible, if we have a bandwidth, we'll make it at 7. But so that's it. Actually, few things are going on.
No, no,
I
no.
have to roam around. So that's
No,
it.
as per your convenience, we'll definitely adjust. Shouldn't be a problem. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's it. I think it was easy to know now today with the game. What is URL? What
Oh,
is
yes,
huh?
it was.
What?
Thank you,
All right.
Shiv, for such a knowledgeable session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for
Really
coming.
appreciate your efforts. Merry Christmas to all of you.
Same to you.
Thank you, Chef.
Yeah. Chalo. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Shiv.